Listening to native English speakers is a great way to improve your English listening skills. And today we're going to do that in a very special way.
Hey, everybody.
Yay!
Hello.
Wow.
And this
Yes.
was our,
Yes.
In this video, we're going to watch some clips from former President Barack Obama and his conversation with the wonderful people from Mahogany Books in Washington, D.C. and their book club. We're going to hear 3 questions that are asked to President Obama and how he answers them. Then we'll learn about some of the expressions that he used. I really enjoyed this Zoom talk that President Obama had with these folks in the book club, and I really wanted to share it with you. So let's go ahead and dive right in.
In order to be president, it seems like you have to have a tremendous sense of optimism. And it seems like you managed to maintain a tremendous sense of optimism even through all the crises and everything that happened. A lot happened during your presidency, brother. So how did you maintain that belief in like our nation's like highest ideals and goals and not fall into the cynicism that a lot of us tend to have as we watch the news, as we deal with neighbors, or in some of our cases with family members that make it hard to believe in all those ideals and goals?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Some of it, I think, Panama, is just temperament. Part of it, I guess, has to do with the fact that I tend to take the long view on things and not the short term. And that's something I had to kind of learn to do. The trick is to be able to have that kind of long-term perspective, but still feel the urgency of now, as Dr. King wrote about.
So let's review what he said and learn from his advice. One expression he said is, I tend to take the long view on things and not the short term. To take the long view means that you see the big picture. You understand how things are from before and how they will be a long time later, many months, maybe even many years. If you look at the short term or take a short term perspective, then you tend to think about right now only. Do you take a long-term perspective or a short-term perspective? Next, he said, I kind of had to learn to do it. Kinda. Kinda is reduced. Did you hear that? And when you have to do something, you have to learn something, it means that you are forced in a situation where you don't have a choice. So if you kind of have to learn to do it, it means you must do it. Then he says, the trick is to feel the urgency of now. The trick is an expression that means how, or the way, or the secret of. It's talking about your method for doing something, and it's a great expression. The trick is to feel the urgency of now. To understand that now you must work hard and still have a long-term perspective. Okay, so let's listen to the next question for President Obama and hear his advice.
My question is, in the early part of your book, you talk about the significance of starting where you are. And oftentimes starting where you are it doesn't seem like the right place. So can you talk more about pushing away those feelings of unpreparedness and uncertainty with that comes with that starting point?
Yeah, now I think that, how old are you now?
I'm 28.
Yeah, I mean, you're so young.
Yeah.
Baby.
I'm trying to remember 28. I was still, Valerie, I was still in law school in 28, right? I mean, I had when I graduated from college, I decided I want to work in the community. So I worked for 5 years before I went back to law school. So I was in my second year of law school when I was 28 years old. I mean, it seems like I was a baby. I was just starting. I did not expect to have everything figured out at that point. And I think that, what I've noticed with your generation, Valerie, is I think partly because of the internet and social media, partly because the sense of economic pressure. There's just this constant pressure you guys put on yourselves that if y'all don't have it figured out by 30, that somehow, you're doomed. So first point is you're right where you need to be at 28. I mean, I'm not getting all in your business about what you're doing exactly, but 28, you're still, the world's still opening up. You still got a bunch of living to do before you even have to lock in on any particular choice of where you need to be. So having some patience with yourself, I think, is important. I had a clear sense of what I thought was important by the time I was your age. What moves you? What's important to you? What are you passionate about? Because if you know what that is, then you'll find a way. You'll figure it out.
Wow, isn't that a great question? She asked about the significance of starting where you are. She also said, it doesn't seem like the right place. Do you ever feel that way? I'm sure you have. All of us have that feeling sometimes. He says, I worked for 5 years before I went back to law school. It's a complex sentence structure, both parts using the past tense form of the verb. This is an easy sentence structure to use and very effective. Let's also learn a couple new phrases. He said, I did not expect to have it all figured out at that point. Y'all expect to have it all figured out, or you're doomed. To have something figured out means to understand it and to know what is next. Figure out, to understand. You're doomed is a negative expression that means that there's no hope for your future. Of course, he doesn't believe that she's doomed. He does believe she has a great hope because he says, you're right where you need to be. The world is still opening up for you. This is expression of hope for the future. There is much opportunity, so look for that. Oh, there's one more expression that President Obama used. It's a slang expression, but it's great, and I want you to learn it. He says, I'm not getting all in your business. This expression is for an informal, friendly, casual relationship, and it's slang. If you get in someone's business, it means that you are getting too personal. You are getting into the private area of relationship, and so you can use this expression in your friendships and say, don't get into my business, or stay out of my business. This means don't get so close to my personal life. President Obama finished answering this question by saying, I had a clear sense of what I thought was important. And then he asked the question, what moves you? What's important to you? What are you passionate about? Why don't you leave a comment down below and let me know what is important to you and what moves you? This is a key question to understanding your future. He then continues by saying, if you figure that out, you'll find a way. Did you notice again? Figure something out. This is a very common English expression that you should use on a daily basis. And find a way. Find a way means you will get to the place where you know what to do.
The part that really seems to resonate with me from the book is when you talked about, the line you said, magic beans, baby. I'm like, because you think that's what it is, but it is about all the work you do behind it. And I think that's what really kind of sets this book apart. Is it is about the promised land, but it's about the work that you do behind it, and you make it feel so human. So we just want to thank you so much for stopping by for our book club, and we really appreciate it.
In this comment to President Obama, he says, the part that resonates with me is. You really should learn this phrase. This is a great way to express your opinion because you are talking about what part touched you or what part of the book made an impression on you. The part that resonates with me is, and you can use this in your conversations with people, discussions, and even in speaking tests. So give it a try.
But we very much feel invested in all of your success, and I'll look forward to stopping by Mahogany in person sometime in the future.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So there you have it. I hope you learned a lot from these expressions that were used in this conversation, this Zoom talk with President Obama and the wonderful people of the Mahogany Books Book Club. If you'd like to see the original video of their Zoom talk, you can find that by clicking the link in the description below. If you'd like to know more about Mahogany Books and the bookstore in Washington, D.C., or if you even happen to be visiting Washington, D.C. someday, I encourage you to take a visit into the bookstore and, more importantly, read. Read as much as you can, because reading is a way to increase your knowledge and improve your language skills. If this lesson was helpful for you, I hope you'll like this video and consider subscribing to this channel. I have many other videos also that will help you with learning English as your second language, so check them out. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now.